안녕하세요 시청자 여러분, 저는 크로노스위스의 CEO이신 올리버 앱스타인님과 같이 갤러리아 백화점에 있는 매장에 나와 있습니다. 오늘 CEO님과 좀 몇 가지 재밌는 일을 해보려고 할 텐데요. Thank you for joining us. I'm very pleased and honored to have time to speak with you. How are you today?
First of all, the pleasure is all mine, Samuel. Thank you for being here with you. I'm doing fine. I'm happy to be back in Korea. It's quite a while.
When was the last time you visited South Korea?
It's over 5 years.
5 years. So what have you been up to?
Oh, we have been up to many things, but today I'm very happy to be back because as a family company, it's important to find the right partner in a country, and it took us a while to get back and find the right partner, a partner who understands what we're doing, the handicrafts, the history of Krone-Swiss, also family business. So I'm happy to be back with Mrs. Parks and Mr. Lee here in Korea.
Have you done anything fun yet in South Korea?
For me, fun is always eating, and
Eating.
my friends, they spoiled me quite a lot.
Maybe we can continue our interview during our dinner.
Whatever you want.
Yeah, okay. I want to organize this interview in a different way. I want to ask a question about your favorite Krone-Swiss watches.
Okay.
So, if you have to pick 4 watches that represent the identity of Krone-Swiss and your personal favorite as well, what would be those candidates? It will be very difficult for you because they are your children. So
All the babies.
It's like, which baby is your favorite? That kind of question I'll ask.
I brought them here so we can have a look at them. This is the new Dune we were producing just now. It's a typical Krone-Swiss aspects with the crown, with the lux, with the long bezel. I like the complication because it's the Delphis. Delphis complication means you have a jumping hour, you have the minute which flips back, a retrograde minute, and you have the ongoing second.
So this is not date aperture, it is hour indicator.
Exactly. It's a special watch to me because the complication of the Delphis dates back about over 20 years when we had the first Delphis done. And at this time it was the first watch in the industry with 3 different ways of telling time: jumping hour, retrograde minute, and the second round turning. So that's why we came up for the 40th anniversary of Krone-Swiss with this movement, because it also reflects to the past.
I like the way it looks and how 3-dimensional it is.
I think the look also, here we have all our handicrafts in the watch as well. So we have the guilloche, it's a guilloche half moon plate. It's guilloche on the second dial as well. And then it's all layered with enamel, all done in-house.
So there is a Krone-Swiss workshop in Swiss Lucerne. What you can do if I visit the workshop? May I see the watchmakers and nice machines?
Yeah, you see, this was the idea about our workshop downtown, to make people come to our workshop and to experience live watchmaking, to talk to our people, to get the story linked to Krone-Swiss. When I was a little boy, I loved watches, but it was so difficult to get to a production, to see, to talk to somebody, always very secretive. And we wanted to open up.
Wow. Yeah, if you really like watchmaking and want to understand the process by which watches are producing, then Krone-Swiss workshop is a must-see place, right?
No, I think we made a lot of friends through the workshop. And I can tell you hours about guilloche and enameling. You come an hour to the workshop and you understand what this is about. I cannot explain this well as when you touch and feel.
Someday, I really want to visit workshop with my wife.
Maybe in April. It's very close to Geneva.
That's right.
Yeah.
Why don't we? And what's the second one?
Second one is the Resec, called Green Monster. It's a complete guilloche dial, and it's CVD coated, so it has this green coating on top.
What is CVD? Because my viewers may not have.
We can talk hours about CVD, but it's a special vapor coating. This kind of green I cannot get with enamel.
It's stronger than PVD and more colorful than DLC, right?
Exactly.
That's why you chose CVD, right? Yeah.
Yes. DLC is the strongest, but also CVD nowadays is very strong. And I always say, if you want to scratch something, you can scratch anything.
Right.
but the color combination is nice. And a green monster, because it reminds me of this one green fast car that we used to play on the carts when I was a child. We have these card plates. The one who has fastest car.
I like the combination of pan guilloche and green CBD. It captures every possible shade of green. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it's important what you say. It covers all the different ranges of green. We call them color changers.
Color changes.
The combination of guilloche and the CBD coating gives this effect of color changing. So depending how you look at it, it's from a light green goes all the way to dark green. So I think that's very special. It's a very lively watch. So that's thank you for the point. Absolutely.
Third candidate.
Third candidate is old friend, which you know for a long time, I suppose. It's the Opus. This time we did it in a blue color. We upgraded it in terms of making it lighter. It comes in a titanium case. For me, the Opus is an important part of the Chronoswiss story. We're celebrating 30 years of the Opus this year. So there's something coming up for Watches and Wonders.
Yeah.
I will not tell you yet because we sit together then.
Yeah.
So it was the first watch of, I think, in the whole industry, which was a skeletonized chronograph. And the first one which was done in series. So it was the watch which brought me very close to Chronoswiss when I was a younger person, because it was the first watch where you could really enjoy and see through and understand all the mechanics. I was a long time partner on my whole journey with Chronoswiss and my life, so that's why I chose this one. And another one.
This is my favorite.
This is your favorite, the Strike 2. Here it's called H2O. We wanted to get a very light watery color, that's why it's called H2O. It's a regulator type, and instead of having the regulator as we used to, you know, like the vertical one, we put it horizontally, and it's a laser cut dial, which is also coated in a blue coating. So we have a bit of guilloche here, where you see the second, and it's just a new way of looking at the regulator. It comes in a 40mm case, and the combination, I think, is different. It's modern, but at the same time, it has a classical look.
These days, people are looking for smaller, thinner watches. This one is smallest Chronoswiss watch, right?
That's true. Yeah. For now.
I'm not sure whether it is thin or not, but according to Chronoswiss dictionary, this is thin.
If you have a guilloche dial, if you have enamel inside, if you have this three-dimensional setup, you need a bit of space.
Right.
So we always try to make it handy, so you like to wear it. They're all very light. It's often about the lugs. So some of them have shortened lugs, so it fits very well. So I think most important for us is that you like to wear the watch and that it's comfortable. And sometimes I'm trying a lot of watches because I'm also interested which one is comfortable, and I have a lot of very thin watches or very small watches which were not so comfortable. So I think it depends how you construct it.
And the second step is the fun part. You have to pick your favorite one. So let's start with semi-final. Okay. Among these two, between Strike 2 and Opus, which one do you prefer? I mean, like more?
It's a difficult one.
Yeah, it's hard.
I think I give the Opus a chance because you already said you like the Strike. So I want to be fair. No, I like all of them, and I wear all of them. I think that the Opus has been a long time favorite. So why don't we go also for the Strike? I think it's the next generation.
Next generation, so Strike 2. Wow. Second semi-final, between Dune and Green Monster.
I haven't done this before, so it's really...
Take your time.
I go for the Delphis.
Delphis.
I think the combination of enamel, of the guilloche with titanium, and the complication in itself makes it a very very nice watch for me, and also the link to the first Delphis in the past. I will go for this one.
Yeah.
So
It's
now
fair.
I'm sure you're asking me.
Yeah, the final.
It's a difficult one.
Yeah.
I wear the Delphis most of the time.
Delphi. Yeah, okay.
You know, it's like with the kids. There's no favorite one. It's just too difficult. They're all parts of the
If we did this in other times, in other places, you may have
The different one.
different.
But
yeah.
I understand for you, it's definitely the strike. That's good to know,
Yeah.
because you create watches in-house, and you talk with some people, but when you go outside and you talk to you, for example, it's good to understand that we did something correct.
Are there honorable mentions? Although they didn't make to this final four, there are other watches worth mentioning.
One watch you don't see here, but which is of course is the regulator.
Regulator.
Which we are reworking the regulator for the future. So regulator is of course one of the Chronoswiss milestone signatures.
Yeah.
This is type of a regulator. This is of course also a regulator, but I'm talking about the very basic regulator. So I think that's important. We should talk about so many to talk about, but I think this is a good collection, and it gives a good overview of what we're doing and what we have been doing in the past. There will be a new family coming up at Watches and Wonders, where we're going to meet again.
Yeah, we'll be able to see them in 2 months, right? 2 months?
Yeah, it's only 2 months.
2 months, yeah. It's coming.
Time goes by quickly. So I think that's will be an interesting watch to talk about, and to put in comparison to what we have here.
Okay, I have another question about the story of the brand. So, you acquired Chronoswiss 13 years ago?
Yeah, about
13 years ago. So, how would you describe your life before and after the acquisition of Chronoswiss?
You know, it's very different. Because I was always a watch lover, and I had a good knowledge about watches, complications and all this. Also in the family, watches has been a daily discussion base. But then being a fan and having watches as a hobby and becoming an owner, there are two different sides to it. Dealing with the suppliers, doing your designs, making sure you keep the red line of the DNA and the design aspects. It changed a lot, but I'm happy to have done this step, and I think the first couple of years was not always easy, because you enter in an industry you don't know anybody, you know. We entered because I like the brand, I like the design, so you need to like the product when you enter, but I'm originally coming from pharmaceuticals, so you don't take your team along, you have to find your team. And as in any industry, you need to have a good team around you to perform. And I'm very happy that today we are a very strong team. And without the team, I would not be sitting here. It's teamwork, it's team spirit, it's having the same mindset. So it changed.
At the time when you bought Chronoswiss, there was lots of rumors saying that Rüdiger Lang was talking to lots of large companies who want to buy Chronoswiss. How were you able to beat other big competitors at that time?
I think it was because of Mr. Lang and his sense for the brand. He created this brand in 1983 when there was the huge watch crisis, quartz crisis, and he put so much effort and emphasis in it to create this. So it was almost like a child for him. And I'm not sure if he talked to the big companies or if they approached him.
It was just rumor, or?
I don't know. I mean, there were discussions going on. But when we met first time, he said, you know, I want to have the Chronoswiss in good hands, where Chronoswiss stays Chronoswiss, and where not the brand name is taken away and some CEO is doing something completely different. You know, that's happening quite a lot. And he said, I built this up now for 30 years. I want to make sure it's in the right hands, and it's not about the best price, it's about a family. He wanted to have a family going into the business and to keep going on with the brand and the story. So there were not only rumors, there were many companies being interested in 크로노스위스 at that time, and the people even said, yeah, Oliver is buying it, but he's going to sell it to, I don't know, you know. So these were the first questions I had when I talked to journalists. You're just buying it to sell it again, and that's not the case. We're here now to stay, and we put a lot of our love into the brand, and the team loves the brand, our partners. It's a lot of work to set up the network.
Then after the acquisition, what are the most important achievements you must be proud of? And what are the biggest regret, if there's any?
Oh, many regrets. As I said, you know, you enter in a new industry, and you first need to learn swimming. Because you don't have friends in the industry.
I understand.
You need to find out who helps you. And it's an industry like any other, you know, there's a lot of competition, and so we started learning swimming first. And we made a lot of mistakes, of course, and we lost some money here, and we did the wrong thing there. But now looking back, you always learn from also making mistakes. I think looking back, I mentioned the team, building up a good team, that's key, with the same mindset, with understanding the brand. And I think the second big achievement was to get also to a younger generation of customers. Because when we bought the brand, we didn't have many new customers, many younger generation customers. It's always difficult, I think, for any brand to have this transition. So the last couple of years with new media, YouTube, other social media, with our designs, with the story, I think we were able to attract a new customer base, and this was a big achievement.
Which market is most successful so far?
Well, if you just go for volumes and turnover, the States have been quite successful, and our base, which is Switzerland, Germany, Austria, that's where we grew up.
So there is some kind of Germanness in this brand, right? Rüdiger Lang is from Germany, and you are from German-speaking part of Switzerland.
Of Switzerland, yes, but Mr. Rüdiger's wife was from Switzerland.
It's always some kind of marriage between Switzerland and Germany.
Excellent. Yeah, that's true. No, but going back, I think in the end, we're not so much going about which is the most performing market. We're trying to find the right partners, because 크로노스위스 is a brand where you need to have aficionados, you need to have watch connoisseurs who appreciate the O'Shea, appreciate the enameling, who appreciate the story and the handicrafts. So to go from Switzerland to a country, and from the country representative to the end consumer, there's a lot of talking going on, and you need people to understand the brand. So I think today I can really say with all the partners we work together with, we're successful, and that's important.
They all are
one,
on the
yeah,
same
and one
page.
is growing quicker, the other is growing differently. There are smaller countries which we just started, where you have a different base, but we always get new customers, and we bring the story over.
10 years ago, 크로노스위스 was really popular among first-time mechanical watch buyers. Let's suppose there is a new customer. He is about to buy first serious mechanical watch. Which watch would you recommend to him?
I cannot recommend anything. I think he first needs, for me, the face of a watch, the dial, is normally what I fall in love. So I would recommend to our audience it's always a gut feeling. You fall in love because of your wife, the different aspects. So make sure you love what you see, because you look at it every day. Then find out about the mechanics, find out about the quality, find out about what's inside. But I think the dial, and we put a lot of emphasis on the dial.
How important is Korean market for you, and do you have special message to Korean customers?
It's a very important market for us. In particular, we used to be here, and it has been a strong market because the Korean people, they're with watches for a long time. So you can feel the know-how about watches much more than in any other countries, in most other countries. And it's like with Italy, they like to know what engine is inside and they turn it around. And I think that's important for Chronoswiss because that's what we are about. We're about detail and handicrafts. And so keep on going and telling your audience. And thank you for watching and your interest in Chronoswiss. And there's much more to come now also in Watches and Wonders. And thank you, Samuel, for helping me presenting the watches here in the Korean market.
Thank you for taking your time for this interview.
Thank you.
It was really fun. 지금까지 크로노스위스 CEO님이랑 재밌는 이야기를 해본 것 같습니다. 오늘도 여러분들께 유용한 정보가 됐기를 바라고요. 지금까지 저는 김생활,
Oliver, 앱스타인, 안녕 케이시요. I hope I did it correctly.
It was perfect. Thank you.
Chronoswiss.
Yeah!